Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I hadn't planned to bring up the issue of flood control projects, but it's been definitely discussed here today, and I appreciate your response because I too have a flood control project that I would certainly like to discuss with you and know how important those issues are. The issue that I wanted to bring up, and I'm in my 9th year in the legislature, and I was trying to think of the DEP issue that I hear the most often over that time period. And I happen to represent a legislative district that includes 3 counties, and one of those counties is in one DEP regional area, and the 2 other counties are in a different district. And the one thing that I hear often from my constituents is uniform enforcement of regulations. And I personally have seen instances where regulations have not been uniformly enforced between the 2 districts. And I didn't bring it up to prompt a specific answer, but it's something that I have seen over 9 years, and it's something that concerns me greatly. And quite frankly, I plan to bring it to your attention anytime I see issues that I don't think there's uniform enforcement. But I would certainly invite your comment. And I actually have constituents that believe some of those DEP regional districts are individual kingdoms. And I don't think it should be that way. And I know that you're new as a new secretary, but many of the people working for you are not. So I would certainly invite your comment. And
well, I have richly developed thoughts on that topic that I'd like to share with you.
Okay.
And I did share them with the Senate committee. We are not 7 DEPs, 1 central, 6 regions. We are 1 DEP. I see no basis for different interpretations of the same law in the same Commonwealth in different places. That is not the way my understanding of the law works. And it's one of my top attention matters on my own agenda to get that ship straight. As best we can. Now, at the end of the day, we have 2,700 people in our agency. Are we going to be absolutely consistent every single time, every single day? No. But we're not in a position now that I'm comfortable with, and that is something I have trumpeted since day one, maybe even before day one, because I've been on the other side of the table too, in which I've been with a company or in private practice and seen that occur. There's no room for that. Now, are there different geological conditions in different regions? Yeah, absolutely. But there are not different laws in different regions. And actually, in some places, you may have a regulatory process that will allow a certain treatment somewhere and not another place because it's a special area. That'll be done through regulatory process and so forth. But we do need to respond to the differences in geology. We do need to respond to local conditions, but we do not have, in my view, room for different laws. It's one legislature. You all promulgate the laws, we execute them. And I think it is incumbent upon the executive to execute the laws consistently everywhere in the jurisdiction.
I appreciate your answer, and I agree wholeheartedly, and I certainly will bring any of those to your attention. I mean, it troubles me greatly to hear a company tell me that they prefer to locate in one county over another because of environmental regulations and how they're enforced. So I appreciate your comments.
Well, also just be wary that sometimes that may make a difference legally which county you're in. Maybe an air regulation that has a certain county in a particular position and another county and not. That sometimes does happen, and that is not inconsistency. That is based on the science of what the air looks like in a certain county. And I'm not saying that is the case, but that could be the case. So just be wary that it may not be an inconsistent or inconsistency issue. It may be something else.
I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about counties that are very similar and very rural, and there shouldn't be any difference. So.